Hello and welcome to our Diaspora live series. So we've done one, two, and this is the third one. For those of you that have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe so that you'll be able to get notification. And also we do educative webinars once or twice every month. So you'll be able to get notification when we upload these videos or when we go live. So today is a very, very interesting topic: ways to keep the flame of marital love alive in diaspora. We all know that there's been an influx of immigrants into different parts of the world. And sometimes it's so difficult for you to keep the flame burning in your marriage. So today I've got two lovely people to help us shed more light on this. And for people that don't know me, my name is Adesuwa, and I've got two lovely, beautiful people. I'll just get them to do the introduction, so I'll yield the mic to them. So please, can you introduce yourself to us today?
Go on. Ladies
Okay.
first.
All right. Okay. My name is Adesuwa Akachukwu.
Okay,
My name
thank
is my
you.
name is
Thank you.
Akachukwu Okoronkwo.
All right. Thank you very, very much for honoring my invitation today. I am excited to have you both
You're
in the
welcome.
segment.
You're
So
welcome.
please tell us, okay, how long have you been married?
Hmm.
Hmm. We've been married for 18 years now.
18
It's
years.
18 years now,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a long time. That's a long time. So I definitely picked the right people to talk about this. So, if you don't mind me asking, did you meet in the UK or did you come married into the UK? How was it?
Hmm. I think that's ladies' question. Huh?
How is it a lady's question?
Okay. We met in the UK and we got
Okay.
married in the UK.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. So you got married in the UK. So for
Yes.
singles out there that are looking for how to meet in the UK, it's still very, very possible. All the men in the UK are not taken. So we're gonna dive right into it. So you said you met in the UK. Can you throw more light on that? How did you meet in the UK? I'm coming to Mrs. Aka this time around. How did you meet in the UK?
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. That's very interesting. Well, we met in the UK. I can't believe 18 years gone. But then you have lots of hair in your on your head. But now there's nothing there.
That's not what they asked you. They asked
Well,
you how did
yeah,
we meet?
yeah, that's what I'm just going to say. Yeah. We met so I should be counting when we met now. It should be 20 years because I
Wow.
actually met you in 2023 and 2003, not 2023. Jesus, it's a long time. Anyway, I met him, I set my eyes upon him for the very first time in a place called Parkcake in Balti. I was working there with an agency as a student, and he was there as well, hustling, I believe. And a friend of mine from South Africa told me casually and said, "Oh, there is a friend of ours. He's from Nigeria. He's working here. I would like you to meet him." I was like, "Why?" He said, "He's your brother. That you need to meet him." I'm like, "Okay." Then she's trying to say, "Oh, is this, is that?" I'm like, "All right, let me just say meet him." Then on this very day, he was logging off. I was already in, and he came to say hello. And he came to the place where I was working, and he said, "You're meeting someone for the very first time." And he came in and said, "Are you there?" I was like, "What? Who sees a girl for the very first time and you say, 'Are you there?'" I was so pissed, and I didn't want to, that just threw me off. And everything I was saying there was just negative, red, red. I was not pleased at all. The fact that he asked me, "Are you there?" And for him, later on, I think he was telling me, "You meet your sister in a foreign land, you want to feel at home, and you wanted to, like, are you there?" And me, I was offended. So I could hardly talk to him. He was trying to ask me, "Where are you from?" I was just like, just go, you're done now, bye. And after that day, the next day I saw him. He was going. I think I was going. He was coming on shift. I think he was doing the night, and he was on the queue waiting to go in, and he was staring at me. He has these unique eyes.
How did you know I was staring at
You
you?
were. I looked at the.
Oh, you looked.
And my friend told me
You looked.
and that's him, and I was like, okay. And he was just looking with his eyes. He has this very lovely eyes. I think he knows that, and he just said, I was just looking, and I was like, why? Nobody told him that looking is not polite. Why is he looking like that? I was like, please, he should just go away with his big head. And my friend was laughing, and that was it. That was in October, November 2003. And I didn't see him again till I think Christmas. It should be Christmas. And I was coming from work, and I met him in bus station. And he's like, oh, it's you again, and all that. This time it was more relaxed. Oh, hey, hello, I've not seen you for September. Oh, what happened and all that. And I think this should be in January, not December, January 2020.
You keep the date. I can't remember.
I think so, because I said, where have you been? You said you went home, you just came back. And I was like, oh, did you bring pepper? Did you bring things? And he's like, yeah, he brought things and all that. We're just talking. So he said, where am I coming from? I said, I'm coming from work. That I stopped working in Park because I had an accident at work, at home, and I couldn't work. So I lost that, but now I'm working somewhere else. And, he asked for my number. I said, okay. This time around, I think I felt comfortable. I gave him the number, but he didn't believe me. He thought maybe I gave him a fake number. So he entered the bus. His boss was there, entered, and he dialed my phone number immediately. And the thing rang. I just showed him it's ringing. Then, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
It's so interesting
Oh, there was
because
another time I missed out before I saw him in the
okay,
bus station. He saw me.
okay,
I went to church the first Sunday in 2004 at the bridge, Bolton Pentecostal Church. I went there for a service because it was the first Sunday of the year. And when I finished the service, I was going out. I could feel that someone was walking behind me. When I look back, I won't see anyone. I'll be walking, I won't see anyone. It was later I sighted him. He just dodged. He was following me. And yeah, you should be able to say what happened there. Why were you following me?
I can't remember. I
Really?
can't remember.
Really?
She just said her own part. The one that suits her most.
Really?
But I will agree with her in some of it, but not all.
Okay.
Because all these ones she was saying, I was staring at her. How did she know that I was staring at her if she didn't look?
You were.
Because there's no way you say somebody is staring at you without you seeing the person. It's the same eyes you were using to see me.
I was sitting at the counter, and anytime I look up, you were staring. You were there just looking.
There's one thing. Let me go straight to the point. There's one thing here. When you go to a foreign land, when you see someone who is from your place, I'm not talking about someone being from the same tribe. I'm talking about coming from Nigeria. There's that joy you derive. Oh, I've seen my sister. And there's no other language we speak in Nigeria than broken. That was why I say, oh, this is my sister. Let me say how you did to her now. So that shows that we are one. That was the reason. It's not all about English, coming to speak English or coming to do anything. I said, this is my own. Let me speak my own language to her. And I don't know, she have taken it to another level, thinking, oh, why would this person see me abroad and be saying how you did? Where did they write it down? Where did they make the law that when you see somebody abroad, don't say how you did?
Well,
Where?
I'm a proper girl, and I like it that when you see me, at least you say hi, hello. I wasn't expecting it at all. I grew up in a place where we speak pidgin English and all that, but I
don't understand what you're talking about. But all I know is that how you day is greeting in Nigeria.
Well, it's a good thing.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm loving this couple banter. And there's something in neuro-linguistic programming. He said the map of the world. It seems both of you had different map of the world in terms of communication. So both of you had best interest, as in, why is it not even trying to be formal? It's very, very casual. But he wanted to go with what Nelson Mandela said. And I'll quote, Nelson Mandela said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart. But alas, that did not work for you, Mrs. Akachukwu, did it?
No,
It's
no,
supposed to work.
no.
So it just goes
Oh,
to
I
show that
don't. Yeah.
the quote is not universal after all, right? It's not universal. Both of you did have a good intention. And about the staring business, I think you do feel it when people are looking at you. You just feel it. But then again, your husband said, how come you knew if you were not also having some secret glances at him as well? So I'm
No,
going to
it
come
was
to
my
Mr.
friend. It was
Akachukwu.
my friend that actually drew my attention and said, "Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have noticed. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Akachukwu, can you tell us your side of the story, please? This is getting
Anyway,
intriguing.
what you said is actually the truth because that was how we met. I came to the place you mentioned, Pancake, and I met her. Somebody brought her to me to say, "This is your sister." So on that joy, being joyful enough and say, "Oh, meeting my sister," because I don't go out and to say meeting Nigerians. It's all the people I met there and the people I know that we all came together. So that was my first time of seeing someone who say, "Oh, this is a Nigerian." This in Nigerian. Apart from people I meet in church, in Chobe, there's no interaction or anything. But the way this lady just brought her to me and say, "Oh, this lady is from Nigeria," and all those things. I said, "Wow, that was how everything started." And from there up to today, how you did?
I did fine.
That is just amazing. So, for people out there, so don't be so quick to judge because behind every behavior, there is a good intention behind every behavior. So, now I'm just going to quickly just ask another question. Due to the work commitment in UK, a lot of couples, especially those that are new, they tend to struggle. Like, I'm going to work, my husband is just coming, or vice versa, the other way around. So they're really struggling and they realize that they're not having time together, they're not spending time together. But you two, you've been married for 18 years. How do you manage to bridge that gap so that that disparity is not there and it's the bridge is kind of there to cover up the lack of spending time together?
Thank you so much for that question. I would say in UK is a bit of struggles to a lot of people, a lot of families, and a lot of couples. But it all lies on communication. When you both of you decide this is what we are going to do, this is how we are going to do it. If both of you decide, oh, I'm going to work nights, I'm going to work days, I'm going to work from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock or till 6 o'clock, not working 12 hours in a day, because that's when the trouble starts. When you are working 12 hours, your husband is coming in, you are going out. It's not a situation where you finish by 5 o'clock and come back home. Then your husband will still
Mm.
have time with the children or have time with you. I've never worked in a place where I will start work by 8 o'clock or 8 o'clock when my wife is coming back. It's always from 10 o'clock in the night because I have all day maybe to stay with children, pick them in the morning, take them to school or pick them after school, stay with them. When my wife comes back, we have like 2 hours, 3 hours to have a chat. There's no time I will say my wife is coming in and I'm going out, or meet at the bus stop to collect bus pass, or bring the car and I will drive out. We've never done that. All we always do, we have always planned any job we are getting. Or most of our job, we always work together. We always work in the same place. We are working in Bolton Council. We work in Warrington. In Warrington, we all work together. So it works good for us. If my advice would be, if couples are looking for job, they should always look for job together, unless their field
Mm.
is not the same. But even if it's not the same, they have to plan it how it will work so that one person will not be doing 12 hours, the other person will not be doing 12 hours. That's where the problem starts. If the other person can be doing
Mm.
6 hours, so that they will able to have, even if it's 2 3 hours, to interact as family, communicate as family,
Mm.
then there will be no issues. I know UK is very hard, and I'm not saying that somebody should sit at home and not working.
Mm.
No.
All right. Yeah. In addition
Thank
to that,
you.
You've
Mm,
really outlined some big points there, and that is: one is sacrifice, two intentionality, three communication. So for us, like where you started with the sacrifice, rather than the two people doing 12 hours together, then you can meet in between. Why? When people come here, there is this probability that everything tends to take is the finance, is the money that dictates the pace. And when that rules your home, you're going to end up with a vacuum, with two strangers
mm,
living in a home. I
mm,
think we have been very, very intentional right from the beginning. Right, with in our culture, money has not been the one that dictates. In as much as we have to pay the bill, there is a place called contentment, and that will
mm,
not come between our time and our family
yeah,
time. Our family time is important to us. Our time together is important to us. And then there comes the intentionality in which we create that. Like he said, the timing, you pace it together, and we have done that, and God have really helped us. Because
yeah,
when it comes to going to work and Israel, I would say my husband has paid huge, huge price when it comes to sacrificing that. There's a lot of things he could have been doing, but because he'll think about the children, I don't want my children being dropped from one place to another, being picked by this, being
mm,
picked by that. I want to be included in their activity. So because of that,
yeah,
he has sacrificed a lot for us as a family by the type of job he's doing and the time he starts. And that is because he wants to pick the children up. He wants to drop them. He wants to take them to activity. He wants to say, okay, let's go for a drive. When your mommy come back from work, we'll all go for a drive. We can eat out. We can do that. It might not be big, big things, but that time that we spend on the dining table, everybody together eating, that time we spend in the car, we maximize it. Especially some of our favorite time is time in the car. When we're going to church,
mm,
we're coming back, or we're going, is our favorite because we just talk, we just do things, we do our devotion, we do a lot of things in that car. So those are the things you maximize that time together. The children can come to
mm,
our room, they come into our bed, and we just really, do things together. They are growing now, yes, but that inclusiveness, intentionality, sacrifice, and communication is very important. Don't let the love of money or the fact that you are chasing money now dictate your life. Yeah, money is important, but money cannot give you joy. It cannot give you peace. It cannot give you a happy home. No, you have to be
yes,
intentional about that. And with God's willing, then
yes,
those things will happen.
yes. Thank you so much. There are some key things that you both highlighted. Don't allow the flame to go out and you now live like strangers or even housemates.
Mm,
That is becoming so rampant. Like, what is going on? You've mentioned intentionality, you both mentioned planning. Your husband said he's very, very careful when he's choosing a job. Sometimes people and they don't take this into consideration because the pounds have become the lord and the king of their family, and before you know it is everything, and is ruining things bit by bit. They can't even see it until it's too late. Then the children are put into jeopardy because of that. So sacrifice maximize your time together. I love the way you said, even in the car, and making time to make spending time together, and that's so so important. And I only love something your husband said. He does not come home and then you are going. At least
mm,
you have at least 2 or 3 hours together, you know, with other children. That is so so important. Those are the little things. I always say the little things that you do intentionally make the difference, the big difference that you then see in your life that you are enjoying. Thank you so much. I think this your answers kind of lean into the next question. In Africa, especially, I would say, okay, let me use Nigeria that I know of. Nigerian men believe that I am the one that provide for the family. The wife will go to work, the wife will come back, will pick the children up, the wife will be the one to cook, the wife will be the one to do anything. The man will just come, just eat, and I just go back. But I listened carefully to what your husband said. He said he sometimes pick up the children. He said he sometimes take them to school. Please educate us. How did you get into that? Because there are lots of people that will not do it. That cultural disparity is still there. They refuse to integrate into the system, knowing fully well that things have changed. Your wife cannot do everything anymore. But that pride and that ego will end up turning that woman into a nagging and a very, very angry woman. So I'm going to come to your husband, please. Have you been able to just harmonize this into your lifestyle and without no qualms? You seem very, very okay with it.
Hmm. I will say that as you make your bed, so shall you lie on it.
Mm.
There are things, something you have to know in marriage is that marriage does not work with one person. It's two of you that are working together. Yeah,
Yes.
there should be an agreement between both of you, and you should know this is what I will do. There's no way I would like my wife going to work and coming back. I know she's tired, and I will still allow her to be doing a lot of things. If there is something that I will help her do. I will help her do it. I will not be in a situation where, because whatever I'm doing today, I'm teaching my children. They are learning from it. They should know that, oh, this is what happens when I get married. I would like my child to say, "Oh, I want my husband to behave like this. I want my husband to be like this," because they have seen that I've not been wicked to their wife, to their mom. I've not been bad to. I've not done evil to their mom. I've not done anything bad to their mom. So they are seeing what we are doing. They are seeing the way we live. So taking them to school, I see it's a priority. It's not something that I will say, "Oh, my wife should be the one taking the children to school. You be the one picking them or doing all those things." We are all doing it together. If I come back from work, I'm tired. My wife can take them to school or go and pick them. There's no place that is written, you must take them to school, you must be the one that we cook, you must be the one that we do this. No. Whatever we are doing it to help each other. I'm here to help her, she's here to help me. So as long as we do it together, things keep going, things keep going. We are not dragging who we do this, who we do this, who we do this. No. It's something that is in the family for people to do, and it's for both of us to do it. When you get married, you are not marrying the woman to come into the house or come into the family and become housemaid or become to do everything to you. I don't want to be that man that will go and be. We are playing football now. I'll say, let me go and sit down and be watching football. My wife will be doing everything. No. If there's anything that she wants to do, I will help her. If she can't do it or if she's struggling to do those things, I will come and help her. If she's in the kitchen, I will help her. If she's outside the house, I will help her. So for that, our marriage will continue. Our marriage will
Yes.
continue.
Okay.
Thank you so much. There's something that said there is no need compelling your wife or competing with your spouse. Instead, connect together. I love the way you said it. Whatever she's doing, you will help her. That bond, that connection is just growing stronger and stronger. I just thought I like that because it stood out so well. Thank you so much. Wow.
Well,
This is
thank
okay.
you very much. Just to add to what my husband has said, when I use this frame, I always use it anytime I'm celebrating his birthday. That thank you for letting me be me and for loving me the way I want to be loved. My husband is a very responsible man and is not a man that will tell you in word, I love you, but he demonstrates it. That was what Christ did for us. Everything that Christ didn't want us to go through, he did them, he went through them so that we will be free. My husband demonstrates his love by, showing to me that he don't want me to be stressed. He want the best for the children, and he will go out of his way to make sure that this, what we are, the journey that we are, is not a one person journey. When we got married, we got rid of the I and we became we. So it's no longer I want, I is we. So if it's we, it is our home, it is our children. It is, our responsibility to make sure there is peace. We foster peace in our home. So it is joint responsibility, which it makes it so easy. When you have a worthy head, it's very easy to submit because of the way that your home is ruled by love, not by law. There are things my husband will do, and I will like, no, let me do this one. He said, no, no, no. I say, let me, please. Sometimes he comes back from work, I'll beg him. I'll say, you need to go and sleep. Let me do this. He say, are you sure? I say, yes, please go and sleep. I have to look after mine as well. I don't want you to break down. So when you
Mm.
begin to, the Bible says you should love others to the point that you prefer one another, you prefer the other person to you. And that is what marriage is all about. If you are not ready to prefer the other person, if you are not ready to honor the other person, if you are not ready to look after the other one, and you feel there is an entitlement for you to be there, then you will miss it. So it's
Mm.
teamwork. It's teamwork,
Mm.
it's joint teamwork, and it has kept the flame, the love in the marriage. Because when we say
Mm.
18 years, to me, sometimes it doesn't look real because it's still
Mm.
that fondness, that love is still feel the same in my heart. Because it's just still the same person that I can still easily play with. Is my friend. We can still relate, we
Mm.
can still banter, we can still just have one, can be with one another. In short, leave us in one place for 1 year. We'll not be bored with one another because we are just going to have fun. We will not be
Mhm.
bored. We will not be bored. So it's all about all those things which keep the flame going. And it's again, people, a lot of people allow too many people into their space
Mm.
in which they begin to see and analyze. They come into your home and they begin to dictate. And they begin
Mm.
to, why are you doing this? And they are telling the woman, why are you, honoring your husband like that? Why are you treating with the woman like, don't you? And at the end of the day, when you open your home to different voices, then you will not have a monster in the home because the
Mm.
monster have a lot of head. Now at the end of the day you don't know who to listen. But when the love of God is reigning in your home, you have a worthy home, head, then you see that the love flows from the mother, the children, the harmony, it just sink. So we don't have too many people in our space. Even if we have friends and all that, it is not that the friendship will not take priority over every other thing in our life. Those people are there secondary. We first, the children follow. The children don't even come first. We first, then the children follow, and we just do things together. Anything that will make my husband life easy, I will do it because I don't want to see him stress. The same thing with him. He don't want to see me stressed. They say one will chase 1,000, or two will chase 10,000. You put 10,000 to flight, and that's what we've been doing. And God has really helped us in that area. So there is no entitlement spirit, and there is no cultural thing. The only thing that rules in this home is the word of God and the love of God, not culture, not the norms, not whatever people are saying there, but the word of God, and that is the final thing in our home.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so, so much. I just love it when your husband said he's modeling what he wants his children to also experience. So he's setting such a high bar that the children will never ever go below
Hmm.
once they've seen how this can work. So modeling is not only when you're telling your children to behave well, that you are modeling to your children in everything that you do. Because children will often do as you do, not only as you say. So for couples out there that are wondering, remember, think about your spouses, think about your children as well. Think about your peace of mind and let go of these cultural norms and what A or SYZ are doing. This is not the time for you to start imitating people in terms of, oh, this person's husband or wife doesn't do this. You heard what she said. Let the word of the Lord lead and let it be the foundation of your family. And there was another thing you said. You said your husband demonstrates love. Love that. It demonstrates love. Some people throw that word, I love you, love you, love you. But it's just like you just saying it to take the boss. But when you demonstrate it, you feel it. And you said something, it makes submission so easy. A lot of people quote that part of the Bible a lot. A wife should submit to the husband. A wife should submit to the husband. In that part of the Bible, he also said parents should not provoke their children. And also, he said a man should love his wife. And so, if you've done those things, you will just get that submission willingly, just like the Bible said. So sometimes I think people pick the things that suit them in the Bible, amplifies it, and use it to manipulate situation. That doesn't work anymore. If you're going to follow the Bible, follow it latter. Thank you so, so much for fostering peace in your house and to your husband for leading by example. And it is very, very glaring in the way you talk to each other. So now you've talked about spending time with the children, spending time together, spending time, but you've not really talked about spending time together. How do you two, the children are there, how do you two just create that time intentionally? Like, if you can advise us on what we can do together as a couple, how do we, childcare sometimes is very, very difficult to put that into how will I say it now, to work it out with the childcare and everything and the children. How do you do that? You see, enjoy time together. Give us some tips, some things that you do together, how you create that, that flame so that it's catching fire a lot.
Okay. I think with this one, my husband is giving me the nudge. Anyway, I would say they said the priceless things don't cost so much.
Mm,
Sometimes people feel they need to just go on holidays and all that for them to know. I would say we spend every day together. And that again, I will talk about other people in your space. My husband don't have an outside best friend, and I don't have an outside best friend.
mm,
So we spend time together every day. Every day. He goes to work, I go to work. Communication is key. We communicate, we talk. And when I come back from work, my husband works in the night. By the time I come from work and before he goes to, we are chatting, we are spending time together. And this time that we are there, we might spend time cooking. We might spend time just watching a movie. We might spend time just hanging with the kids and discussing. And sometimes we go to our safe haven, which is our room. We might just be there, just gisting and chatting. Come and just and we are bantering and we are friends. We can play. We play too much. That's the word I use it on. Sometimes I say you play too much, and we just laugh.
mm.
We can just spend and those times are very, very important. They are very
Yeah.
nourishing. They are very soothing. We pray together. We do things together. We go to church together. There is absolutely nothing we don't do that we don't do together. I would rather say, oh, I want to do this and say I'm waiting for my husband to come. Want to go and do it together. We just try that inclusivity. We want to include ourselves in each other. We don't leave each other behind. So when we plan and we do those things, then now I want to talk about the way people feel okay. Those things are normal. They are normal day-to-day activity, but it keeps the flame going because you have that person in your heart all the time. Then when we now talk about date night, yes, sometimes with childcare, it can be challenging. Our date
Mm,
night might even be us at home. My husband is someone that can just bring breakfast to you in bed. And those things are
mm,
really lovely memories. You just bring out like, oh, I'm working from home and I just got breakfast in bed. It
mm.
speaks more than a million.
Yeah.
A million. It speaks more than a million. Or you know that I need something, and without asking, you just get that thing for you. It might be something so small. I love plantain chips. I like to take it to work. It makes sure I don't get it run out of supply. When I open that plantain chips at work, what do you think I'll feel? Apart from saying a word of prayer, I feel loved because it's just really, really so nice. So for someone to give you breakfast in bed or on Saturday morning, anyone that comes to us that is close to us, they know that our Saturday is very special. Saturday morning we have our akara, we have our
Mm,
Akamu.
akamu, and we tend to laze about in bed on Saturday morning, and we just do all those things together. So we those are things that we just cherish. Then when we have the opportunity, then we'll go out for date night. We just go out, just the two of you. And sometimes you go shopping, just hold your hands. Just keep those little things. People
mm,
are so tense with stress. Women are guilty of this. So we think about so many things that you are not relaxed. You are so tensed up that even let me say you go to the shop and you are shopping together, she's there in the yard, she's calculating, you are in the front, your husband is in the back, and you cannot even share jokes and just do the shopping together. So these are little things.
Let me
Yeah,
let me come into it and to
yeah.
add. Sometimes like in the morning, maybe Saturday mornings like this, we say, oh, let's just go somewhere and have breakfast. We drive all the way
To IKEA.
1 hour to Warrington just to go and have breakfast there. So on our way going there, we'll be chatting. And when we finish there, we just be chatting and come back. Sometimes we just be at home after watching movie or doing something. We just go to the beach or go drive to, I like strawberry.
He likes strawberry,
I like
big five.
strawberry milkshake.
Yeah,
Big five.
in Cheshire Oats.
Is it big five?
Is it five guys?
Five guys.
Five guys. Yes.
So you just drive there just to have milkshake, buy it,
Honestly.
come back home. Nothing much. We don't go to just to the expensive things.
No.
Just something that will make us happy. It's not that we can go to McDonald's, go buy ice cream there and come back home. It's not that we don't have ice cream in the fridge, but we just want to go out there, have fresh air, and come back home.
Yeah.
So all those things are the things that we do that keep us together.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You are right, especially when those little things, like your husband said, is not like the ice cream is not at home.
Yeah.
But that spending that time together, getting that fresh air, sometimes it's only fresh air we actually do need because the house has become so tense with the overload of things you have been ruminating on, right? So you just going out there will help you calm your nerves. You also said another thing, that touch. You and your husband, you go for shopping. Both of you are calculating. You've gone past the budget. She's gone past the budget. Remove this. And why did you remove my thing? Oh, you remove yours. You know, they are even bickering. And then the nagging starts. You just said it just now. Leave it. Just plan that thing before you leave the house. So that connection, you know, a lot of people will tell you that. I don't know the last time I was intimate with my partner, with my spouse. Because you are tensed up, he's tensed up. Nobody have the time to even bond. You are not becoming like a stranger to one another. And no wonder before you know it, things start happening and they'll say, oh, when I got to UK, my wife changed, my husband changed, and you start suspecting one another, then the lack of trust will enter. You know, those little things help to prepare your mind for the intimacy, that bonding time. You don't want to be intimate with someone that you can't even talk to, someone you can't even look eyeball to eyeball, someone you can't even touch, someone you can't even hold a hand, someone that walk past you, you will make your face. You can't do that. So those little things, being intentional about it is very, very key. So if you know you are watching this and you're wondering why is your wife or your husband uptight, those little things that you're ignoring, those little things that you're not prioritizing could be the reason. So look inward before you also look outward. If you fix things, maybe your wife or your spouse will respond better. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for that. Those little things matter. So now I want to talk about distance. You know, there are some people, one of them is here, the other one is in Nigeria. And that distance sometimes becomes a barrier. So I know both of you have done it before. So can you just tell us, how did you manage in that season?
Do you want to go first?
Well, it's not easy. I would say it's not easy. But when you know where you are heading to, everything will be easy. And like my wife said earlier on, everything is communication. Communication. You know, when I was in Nigeria, there's no single day that passes by. No single day that passes by without my wife calling me or me calling. Okay, let's that time it was easier to call from here to Nigeria than calling from Nigeria to here.
There was no WhatsApp.
Yeah. So if you see, there's something they call, is it go banana?
Talk home.
Talk home, go banana, and all the rest. My wife she was buying this, like 2, 3 every week. Every week. And when she brought it out, she put it on something like a board and stamped all the things she bought. She put it there.
Wow.
It's more than 100 and something, more than that. What's 100? And it's all those things, they are 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. So she's calling me every day, where are you? What are you doing? This and that. You know that Nigeria is difficult. Nigeria is hard when you are not doing anything. So she was struggling here, going to school. She was going to work. She was the one looking after me. She was sending money, calling me to find out how we are doing. All those things are communication. Because she will always ask, oh, Have you eaten? Where are you? What are you doing today? What is this? What is this? What is that? What's going on? She always called to find out how I'm doing. And I know she's been to work. I know she's going to school. So I know the time to call her to find out how she is doing. I'll just send text message.
Mm.
I say, baby, call me back. Because if I call, it's going to cost me more. Because I don't have money. I
Yeah.
don't have money that time to buy credit and load my phone. From Nigeria to UK is very, very difficult. But she was doing it very easy because she wants to communicate with the husband. So communication is what kept us going. It doesn't matter what somebody is doing somewhere else or what the person is doing at that particular time. But when you have someone communicating and knowing what you are doing, it helps you to watch yourself. It helps you to watch yourself.
Yeah.
And if you know that God is also watching you, it helps you to watch what you are doing and where you are going. And when you don't
Mm.
have friends that will tell you, come, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that. If you know that what those your friends are advising you to do, don't heed to their advice. Because we didn't heed to friends' advice. There are people advising us in different. Somebody was advising her here, somebody was advising me there. But I always come back and say and tell my wife, this is what is happening, this is what this person told me. And we reason it together. When we reason it together, we say, no, don't go there. Then I will resist from it because we know that it's not going to help us, it's not going to take us forward. It won't. So we always communicate and do what is right for us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really, really amazing. Communication, communication. Make sure you tell your spouse. Stop keeping secrets. Those secrets, your wife or your husband may have just saved you from potential danger that is coming. So just speak out. You're supposed to be one, not just one by we're not sharing ring. No, but one in spirit, one in mind, one in thought as well. I have a quick question for you, Mrs. Kajiko. You know, your husband was saying that financially it was not very, very stable then. And I know a lot of people, or some people, become really disrespectful, like, oh no, let me just walk out. That will be easier for me. I don't need to do this. I want an easier life. For people that are really struggling or do not know how to make up their mind, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say for me, again, when my husband talked about communication, I would say another thing there again is trust.
Mm.
Is trust. Trust is very important. It's an important ingredient, and it sets your mindset and it sets your tone the way you behave. Someone you don't trust and you are suspicious of that person, it might be very difficult for you to cooperate with that person. So trust, communication, which makes the collaboration very easy. So for me, when my husband was there, I just say that it was a temporary thing. It was a temporary challenge because I know the person who I'm married to. And, this situation will not last. And for us, right from the beginning, like I said, money is not a master in our home. It doesn't matter where the money is coming from. As far as there's money in this house, we are good. So it might be that the fact that he was not the one physically doing the thing is our money. So I never say that it was mine and then I'm not lord of the home. No, it's our money. So we will do the things that is needful. So we'll take the money and we share it and do what is needful. Do we need to do this?
Mm.
Okay, we should do this. Do we need to do this? Okay, we should do this. I don't take credit for it, that I'm the one doing it. No, it's us. So at the
Mm.
end of the day, before those challenges arose, I know how my husband might make some gain in business, whatever. He will even look at the gain twice. He will tell you, baby, just keep this. You know, that's it. As far as there's money there. So I know him. So money has never been a master. The problem with most marriages is that we have two master in a home. The man,
Yes.
the money, and at the end of the day, the woman have to choose who to submit to. And most women want to
Mm.
submit to the money, and then it's
Yeah.
difficult to submit to the husband. So money is not an issue. So to me, it wasn't an issue at all. So that trust, how did I develop that trust? In the morning, like I'm going, like he said, he knows everything I'm doing. I want to go out that day, I'm going to work, I'm going to, he know exactly what I'm doing. If you call him and ask him where's your wife, he will tell you where his wife was. And I will tell you the same thing with him. And I remember his uncle once asked me, he's passed on now. He said, Mrs. Akachukwu, are you not thinking how your husband is training Nigeria? Don't you worry at all about him. I say, why, sir? He said, with all these guys jumping up all over the place and all that, you don't worry. I said, sir, I don't worry. He said, why? I said, because it's not about me. It's about him and his father. And that is God. If he decided not to be loyal to God and do what does not please God, then he have God to answer to. I say, as far as I'm here, I know that I will do what is expected of me as a child of God. He doesn't have to worry about me, so I don't have to worry about him. So it's okay. So that for me, there was no need for me to start worrying or thinking or being suspicious or start assuming or just because those are when issues begin to arise. What is he doing? He didn't pick his phone on time. He didn't reply my message. Why is he not? Why am I not reaching him? Where was he? Where are you? Oh, she's not picking my call. Is it because she's not in the UK? Is she seeing some? Then you see all these things we just build up. So if you can settle the issue of trust, communicate with one another,
money issue,
and resolve that money shouldn't rule your home, you should be fine with prayers and just trusting God. You two will come together again. And that was what God did to you. He will bring you together again and he will establish your home, because it's not God's design that husband should be in west, wife should be in north. He said the two will be together. So at the end of the day, God's plan and purpose will come back if the two of you can work together in unity, in love, and in harmony. Thank you.
And there's one thing I would like to add. When we're talking about husband staying in a different place, wife staying in a different place, this now we are not talking about when situation warrants. What we are talking about when it's husband and wife that decide. Because our own, we didn't decide that should go to Nigeria and stay. A situation that warrants that. So I don't advise couples to stay in different areas. Whatever you are doing, both of you should be together. Both of you should be together. Like my wife said, he said one will chase 1,000 and two will chase 10,000. So when both of you are together, that's when you plan things together. But when you are far, it's not a good thing to do for a couple. It's not a good thing to do. But people are doing it, and a lot of problems are coming out of it.
Yes.
A lot of things are coming out of it. So they have to plan it together. If they say, oh, my husband is traveling and he's going to make a way for us, make plans for us so that we come, that's a different thing. But someone leaving the husband or leaving the wife entirely, say a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're not coming home, you're not coming to see them, all you are doing is sending money. I don't advise that. Unless something happened that separates both of you. But fight as much as you can to come back together.
Yes. I like it that you put that disclaimer there. I like that. Because when he said, unless something happens, something out of your control. Something out of the control of both of you is what happened. Maybe is I don't know, just something out of control, right? That both of you don't have the power to just put together immediately. You have to then process it. That disclaimer is very, very important. And I also love the way he said two masters. You cannot have two masters in a boat, in a ship, or whatever it is. Same thing with marriage. Money and man. Funny enough, they both start with M. You have to choose one. The one you bow to will determine how your marriage will progress or if your marriage is going to end. You decide. From everything you have both spoken today is about intentionality and self-awareness, and also having mutual values, because there are some circumstances where one have this value. So before you marry, you need to find out what are the values that both of you are there to, because people make decisions based on their values. If you make your commitment to someone who money is their number one value, and then yours, marriage, is number one value, you can see right there that it's going to be trouble, that it is not in alignment, and something will have to give. So, for people that are still single out there, I hope you are learning. People that are living apart, you know it is within your power to decide to come together, but you just want to stay apart. Remember, you are endangering your children. Your children need father and mother together. Their emotions will be all over the place. So you have to stay together. Just one last question before we go. We are within time. With all of this that you have said, I just want to know, how has this impacted your children? I'm going to come to Mr. Akachukwu. How has this impacted your children? With all of this, having that stable home. How has this impacted your children? Because it's very important. You might think, oh, mothers do a lot of things, but father have a big role to play as well. So I'm going to come to Mr. Akachukwu. How has this impacted your children when you reflect on them?
I would say a lot,
Mm.
because there are a lot of things that we do together and we do as a family. And it's my children that will remind us, Daddy, we've not done this. Daddy, we've not done this. Mommy, we've not done this. So they know that this is a tradition. This is something we have said for the family, and we need to do it. And if we are not doing it, sometimes they won't be happy, because they want us to continue doing those things, because those are the things that make them happy. Like we have what do you call that game? We have this. I know you know what this is.
What?
You know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we have different ones that we play. Sometimes, when you are tired, they will just come and say, oh, Daddy, let's play this, let's do this, let's do this. And sometimes they don't understand how tired you are. They will feel, oh, Daddy don't want to do this, Daddy don't want to play with me. But it makes them happy. So because those are the things they've learned from us. Those are the things they learn from us. We like watching Christian movie, and they've learned it. They will sit down and watch with us. So because all those things you learn from it, it's not that we don't allow them to watch what they want to watch. You will still allow them, but we give this. They follow us, follow these steps, those steps, and say, "Oh, let's follow Daddy and Mommy and watch this thing they are watching." So the thing is really helping them to grow in knowledge, helping them to grow academically, in otherwise physically, in whatever they are doing. They know that, oh, Mommy and Daddy, the way they are training us is something that sometimes when we go to church or go somewhere, somebody behaves badly, they will come back and say, Daddy, this person did this, and is that okay? If you say no, it's not okay, you yourself ask yourself, is it okay? Say no, it's not okay. If you see, what will you do? They will tell us what they would do, what they would have done if it's them. So we believe that what we are doing is impacting into their life.
Yeah. I believe so as well. Yeah. I believe it has a positive impact on the children, because they do talk with their friends in school and other people, and they do come with things, and they'll be wondering, why their own is so different. So they know they are blessed, and they know that they are privileged. But I remember my daughter asking, when am I going to have a stepfather? Is he a stepfather? Well, like, no, there is no stepfather here. And he was like, this one has stepfather, this one has stepmother, this one. Then she was wondering, where is she going? I said, no, you don't. So I was now explaining to her. She was like, oh, there are some things that they see out there, and it's a rude shock to them that people have to go through that, and they don't know what that means. So they know that this to me, I believe my girls are looking forward to, like, they want to get married, they want to settle, because they're already picturing. Sometimes we are doing that, and they're like, oh, you two get a room. Oh. I'm like, which one is the off? My husband is going to work. Before he go, those are other little things. He wants to go to work, and he always kiss me before he go. And when he come back, the same thing. And they'll be like, I saw that. I said, you'll be seeing and be learning. And the thing is whenever we go out of the house, if I go to work, my husband goes to anywhere, we always let each other know I am there now. And that is accountability in which we are teaching them. And our children, they learn that anywhere they go, you have to let me know, and you are there now. And they saw us doing it. So self-respect is one of my key values. I can't hang around with people that use insult as play. And my children knows that. They are learning it. They know that we don't quarrel, we don't shout, that we talk, we have a conversation. You might not disagree, you might not agree with what I'm proposing, but you don't have to shout about it. You don't have to quarrel about it. You have a conversation. I always use me and their dad to give them example. When I see the two of them having a banter, I say, have you ever seen me and your dad quarreling or fighting over anything? I say, we might not agree, but we discuss it. Learn to have a conversation. Respect each other, treat others the way you want to be treated, love each other, be kind with words, be kind with words, do things for other. And these are the things, the only way you can model Jesus to them. Without this behavior, you can feel that you drag your children to church. You cannot drag them to Christ. Your life, your character, your behavior will model Jesus to them. And I believe God helping us will continue to do that. And I pray that they will make their own decision and encounter Christ in their own way and have that intimacy. It is by what we do that we model Jesus to them. So I believe it will impact them for Christ. That is my prayer, and I believe we are doing that.
Amen. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. That intentionality, I knew definitely to impact the children positively because there's a case study called the Adverse Childhood Experience. And I have a video on it, which is Beyond Academic Excellence or something. I've done a video on it before. If you look at that, you realize that the home front, people don't understand. Whatever you see in the society is from the family. The family have to be. We are a mountain of influence. I wish people will realize that apart from the other 6 mountains of influence, the family is a mountain of influence.
Yeah.
If you bring up your child well, I bring up my child well, the next person bring up their children well. We have a society with responsible adults, with responsible children, and it's better for all of us. So please do well to radiate, demonstrate love in your home. Show respect to one another. Respect is not one-way traffic where we must respect the parents, but the parents cannot respect the children. Because when both of you argue, you're disrespecting your children. In case you don't know. So look at what they said. Everything is modeling. Imagine if that channel of communication is not there. They'll be thinking, when am I going to have a stepfather? That one really just cracked me up. Like the thought is a stage, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize that it is not a stage. It
Mm.
is actually quite a serious situation. But thank God for that line of communication. She was able to ask, and you were able to put her through. So parents, let's do well to stay together in love, respect one another. I have just one tricky question before we go. A lot of women, as yeah, I will say women, don't come for me, but I'm going to say it. That black bra and that hair in the UK, they'll say, "Ah, in the UK, I'll just go and spend £100 to braid hair." They will not braid their hair. And uncle is beginning to smell certain things on the hair. Then that black bra that you're always wearing that has not been washed for months, uncle will not come close because of that. And then you are complaining that he's not coming. So please, yes, Mrs. Akachukwu, speak to no, Mr. Akachukwu, speak to this first, please. How would you communicate this? I'm so sorry. I just have to ask this question because sometimes we are the reason why nothing is happening and then there's trouble.
Anyway, somebody like me, I'm someone that is fashion conscious, and I always like anything around me to be neat. So so many men will not like to come close to any woman that is not neat, or any woman that doesn't keep herself neat. It will be difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I come across a lady or a young girl that is not neat, or maybe I don't know what to say, how to put it. I'll call my wife and say, go and speak to her. Go and speak to her. Because this is something I don't like. I don't like. And I know there's no man that will come close to that person and they will like it. So she's the person chasing men away,
Mm.
from herself. So I like neat things, and I believe other men like neat things. There are other things that some women will not like in men. A lot of things they will not like. So somebody, especially like me, those two things you mentioned, I don't like them at all. I don't like them. So I don't see it. I don't. If I have seen those things in you, you wouldn't have seen me come down because I saw something different. That was why I came close. So you are right. You are right. We should.
I'm just saying, sir,
You
how would you
need help.
how would you advise men
No, what I
Come
what
to
if
you
it's your wife?
to
If
tell
it's
their wife to
if
communicate
it's
that
your
to their
wife,
wife.
if it's your wife,
Mm,
if it's your wife,
yeah.
nothing stops you from calling because it's your wife. You will not like an outsider to come and tell that's your wife. It's very, very embarrassing. So what you have to do is to call your wife and say, in a lovely way, you're not just telling her you are smelling or you are this. No, you can't do that. You just call her and say, whatever pet name you call your wife, and say, this is something I'm noticing. Is there any way you can do it like this or do it like this? If it's bra, go to the shop. No, you should know how your wife's bra size. You should know. Go to the shop and buy. If it's 2 or 3 or 4, bring it. Get her. If you know the type of perfume she like, go to the shop. If it's expensive, spend money and buy it. If it's her hair, give her money to go and do her hair. If she doesn't have money, or if you are the one that always give her money to do hair, give her the money to go and do hair. If there's anything she needs to buy to spray on that hair, go to the shop or give her the money to go and buy it and spray on her hair, so that there will be that the scent you'll be perceiving there will be something nice, not the other one you are perceiving before. So
Yes,
always
sir.
always advise your wife with love, not a situation where
Mm,
you come back home, you say, oh, I'm perceiving something here. I'm perceiving something here. What's that? What's that smell? Oh, your hair is smelling. No, we don't do it like that. Just call the person with
mm,
love and advice and tell her this is something. No, it's not good. Just try and go to the shop and look after yourself. Tell your wife to look after herself. Or if
mm,
she doesn't, if that money is not there, provide the money. Provide the money to do
mm,
it. I like to shop for my wife. I like to do it. I'll go to shop. I'll see something that is nice. I love it. I know that this thing will fit her. I'll buy it. I don't care whether she need that in
mm,
that particular time or not. I'll just buy it because I love it. I want her to put it on. If I see
mm,
her perfume, I'm the one that buys her perfume anyway. I'm the one that buys her perfume because I love that perfume and she love it. So anytime she
mm.
play that for me, even if she's in Manchester, I'm here. I will know that my wife is in Manchester. I will know. Hmm?
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, sir. Men, are you listening? Don't start begrudging your wife like Adalba does not smell nice. Tell her with love. Sometimes it's not the truth that is bitter, it's the way it is being delivered that is very disrespectful, and you see the person raising their defense up, not wanting to follow what you've said. And also demonstrate it with love. Again, just go and buy her some and her hair. Women, be ready to part with money. If you cannot maintain long hair, cut your hair. That wig cap that you've not washed, go and wash it. That wig that you'll be wearing till 1960, please wash it. All you need to do, lukewarm water, shampoo, put the wig in it, just shake it. And once the water is clear, put it on your radiator or hair it in a bathroom in a place that water will not fall on it again. But please look after yourself. Mrs. Aka, I'm coming. Plus this one, there's another question. It's still the same. Oh. So if you have a husband that is saying, he's always converting to pounds. I cannot cut my hair. Oh. Just go and spend these pounds. I'll carry afro. You notice the afro is not looking good. The bossers, it is getting a bit, the whiff coming out from there is not very nice. And the armpit hair is a little bit, you know, you can
Bushy.
braid it. Thank you, sir. Yes. So please tell us, how would you communicate this? If you see, if how would the wife, how would you encourage her
Oh
to
my
communicate
God.
this? All these things kills intimacy in marriages, you know.
Well, anyway, with that, I think that can be challenging because
Mm,
you have to look for a way for you to make it not to be offensive. That can be very, very challenging. Um, I would say my husband have already demonstrated what he does for the ladies and all that, and that is for me, that's what I enjoy. I Even if I have £1,000,000 in my account, honestly, if I want to do my hair, I will still ask my husband because for me, that's my own way of pamper. I just love my husband to take off the hair and also the pamper session. They said the journey you are going, when you know you are going to Jerusalem in the evening, you have to start from somewhere in the morning to make sure that by the time you get to Jerusalem, you have a good and smooth journey in Jerusalem. So if you know that you don't want your wife to turn the other way, you want her to be prepared. So
I
ensure.
don't understand. Can you explain what you're talking about going to Jerusalem?
Going to Jerusalem is that
you go to Manchester Airport and enter flight.
No. Yes, to enter the flight, you need to buy tickets, you need to prepare everything. So going to Jerusalem basically mean, going to the destination by the time you could get to wherever destination you are going. But the thing is, what I'm saying is that try as much as possible to prepare one another. As the woman need nurturing, the man need nurturing as well. So it is vice versa. If the way is presenting himself, is not okay, you can take him for a treat. Love, I want to take you for a treat. Take him to the salon. I want to give you a pamper session. He goes to the salon, he go for a train, buy him the things he needs to use. And when you come, don't come with loads of women, we can just throw it like that. By the time you want to tell the man, oh, you feel that this will help better or this will, not that, but I think I would love this in you. You are not saying what this is about, you are saying I would love this in you. And with that, probably you'll be able to, when you use this, I would like it. Come on, you just turn your wife on when you use this for me, when you do this. And I believe he will do that. So for men like that, man should look after themselves. Can't stand a man that is dirty, that is not clean. They should look after themselves. And that is looking after everywhere, below armpit, everywhere. Make sure that it is neat, it is clean. Buy nice boxers, brief for your husband. Go to Marks and Spencer. Go to Tikema. You can get lovely one. Give him a gift. It's not him giving you all the time. You give him. Buy him nice deodorant. Buy him things that you want to. You want him to smell nice as well. Like that. That can be another way for you to bond. Go with him to the barbing salon. Just hang around or get the clip and do it for him. That's another way, another session. So there are ways that you can be creative around these things. My husband book pamper session for me, and sometimes you don't want to join. You sit there, you wait. And it's nice. By the time he's coming back home, you can imagine how the Jerusalem experience that night is going to look like. So it is where prepare your wife, prepare your husband, both of you help one another. Massage, make sure you're not tired. You cannot expect someone to be so worn out and tired, and at least you expect from that person. Be the one that is good to be a giver, is blessed to be a giver. Be bless others, and start with your husband or your wife. Thank you.
Thank you so, so much. See, nobody like a dirty spouse. So please, let's do well to look after ourselves, your armpits, all the areas that need to be, shave it, everything that needs to be tidy it up. Because apart from the work, your husband might just be telling you his work and your wife, but it's not, it might just be dirt. Maybe the place is not smelling nice because you want to save few pounds. You end up looking filthy. You end up looking untidy. You don't have to break the bank. They are deodorant for £1.25 and stop converting. You are in the UK now. Please stop converting. You are making the pounds, spend the pounds, forget the naira. Thank you so, so much for your time. I really, really, really appreciate the content, the vulnerability, sharing from your wealth of knowledge. 18 years is not 18 months, it's not 18 days. With the climate and with the way the world is right now, that is a big, big time. So thank you so, so much for your time today and for answering the question generously from your heart. I really do appreciate your time. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. And thank you for what you're doing as well.
Thank you for having us as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. So we've come to the end of today's segment. And if you know anyone that should be listening to this, please kindly share with them. You may just be saving a marriage. The fact that you're in diaspora does not mean there is no longer love, or maybe you should start falling out. There are so many nuggets in today's session that will help you revive your marriage and restore it back to glory. Remember, couple that pray together, play together, stays together. Yeah. Thank you so much. Until I come your way again, I remain Adesuwa. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.